We kind of talked about a lot of presuppositions from how people are seeing the movement at this point through media. What are some of the big things that people aren't seeing about this that is not being portrayed? It's
About the
um,
protests?
about the protests, about the movement. Like, what are people not seeing?
Well, I mean, one of them, what are they not seeing? Well, I wrote a later piece after the Capitol insurrection. I said, what is often overlooked is the role of these tyranny arguments in this bullshit. I mean, I've said this forever in the States, the public health people are the ones at the forefront of the debate over guns. But in my opinion, and they're doing a great job, but in my opinion, they're shorthanded because, the NRA and company have retorted with, we need guns to fight impending tyranny. And that undoes all public health arguments, right? Public health arguments are always very sensible. If you have a gun, make sure it's stored safely. Well, if we're talking about tyranny, then you better have assault rifles and a lot of them. So, you have to respond to that threat. And as long as that argument has currency, and it does, then, we're in trouble. And that's exactly what happened in January 6th, is that, which was, and this was building in the Michigan protests, which is that, these tyranny arguments are the real problem here. They're the real problem, which is rooted in this conspiracy problem, which is also very deep. I'd say the other aspect of it, which, I don't know if it's unseen, because I think plenty of people commented on the time, but it was pretty outrageous that these were white people with guns. Rashida Tlaib, who is the congresswoman from Detroit, was like, Black people march on Lansing with guns, they would be shot down. How is it possible? How is it possible you let these guys come in there and yell in the face of a police officer with a gun? It just blows your mind, the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
It's just that there's double standard. That's the word. I mean, it's a double standard. It's unreal. It's unreal. Like, I saw that and it was like, there's your racism right there. That's it. You can do that if you're white. You may not do that if you're Black in this country. God. I mean, the protesters this past summer, they didn't have guns. When they were
all getting arrested.
When they were shootings, they were white people had the guns. So it's really quite remarkable. And I don't know if you've heard, but there's a recent dust up here now, because the senator from Wisconsin said on conservative radio, is like, if those had been Black Lives Matter protests on January 6th, he said, then I would have been afraid. But these were, instead, they were people who loved our country. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? What are you smoking? But he is, speaking to the white people, they don't get scared when they, for some reason, they don't get scared when they see those guys with guns.